Hi, good morning friends. This is Lokesh. Welcome to the course on developing and deploying cloud apps using Google App Engine. So a very warm welcome to everyone. We will be starting with this course, TTT right now. And I am very happy to have you join me in this session. And I'm sure you would appreciate this technology which I'm going to talk about, and you will benefit from it. And let's see that you take the maximum out of this course. In the next 5 days, we're going to talk about different technologies which are running behind the scenes of internet. And I would first of all like to know who all are there online, and can you just type in your names so that I can see who all is there? I think you can type in, you can type, no? You can send me some, you can just type in your names who all are there so that I know that you're listening to me, and I am Lokesh. Okay, Devshri Mukherjee. Okay. Who else is there? Yeah, Rajendra. Okay. From Ghatkopar. Swapna. Okay. Very nice. Good to have you. Okay, very good. So this is the first day, so I'm okay that we are just about starting off, and I don't see many people online. But tomorrow onwards, we'll have a important thing, lot of concepts to be covered. So I will show you some concepts which I would want you to practice also today in the evening. And so Anjali Singh from Rajouri Garden. Welcome, Anjali. So welcome to this course. Okay, great. So by the time I'm waiting for a few people more to join in, why don't you type in your response to my question over here? What do you know about Google? So just type in whatever you know about Google. Like, what is it? What is your perspective of Google? Just let me know what you think of Google, because I'll talk about it anyways. But I want to, your understanding of Google as of now. My question is simple. Google. What does this term Google mean to you? Search engine. Very good. I think, yeah, search engine. Search engine. Great. From Ghatkopar, the answer is search engine. Very nice. Okay. What Ghatkopar also says? Software product development. Okay. What does that mean? Like new cloud. Okay. Well, Google is a company, they have looks like search engine, browser, Mobile software, okay. Hi, yeah, who's this? Okay, is this Devshri? Okay, this is Devshri, right? Hi, Devshri. Yeah, can you speak now?
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hi, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, hi. This is Lokesh. Welcome to this course. And I would want to know from you. You have written something about Google, so just tell me about Google. What do you know about Google?
Actually, Google is American-based company.
Okay.
They have lots of products. Now, the very famous product is Google search engine, and along with we are having Google Chrome browser, Google Android. That is our mobile software.
Okay.
So many application apps for PC and mobile they are developing.
Right. Okay. Very good. So you're right. They have developed a lot of applications. Now, we will talk about this course which I'm going to talk about in a short while. But before that, do you know about what are the popular applications, like mobile application or web applications Google has worked on? There are some very nice mobile applications and also web applications.
In mobile and web application, the map is a very famous Google application.
Right.
And apart from that, Google Navigation also is there. And Google Play Store, through which we can download, we can play lots of games.
Right.
So many application is there.
Very good. So thank you. So I understand this is your perspective on it. Now, this is all cloud-based actually. Cloud-based means web internet-based, right? So
Yes.
this course which I'm going to talk about will also be related to creating web applications on the cloud. Okay.
Yes.
So people who are online, I hope all of you have got a Gmail account. Yeah?
Yes, sir. I'm not getting
Gmail account, everybody would. Gmail, Google
yes,
Mail.
Obviously, Gmail, Google Mail server.
Right. No, I'm saying all of us would be using Gmail, right? I mean, is there anybody who does not use Gmail anytime or doesn't have a Gmail account? Because that is a requirement for this course. I mean, you would need a Gmail account. So anybody who thinks differently, like doesn't have a Gmail account, you have a Gmail account, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? So that's good. Now the concept which we're going to cover over here is going to use the web facilities of Google to create our own web applications. Before that, I just want to talk about Google software generally. What do you think about Google software? When you think of other company software and Google software, how do you think? Are they good, bad, ugly? What is it that is good about it, or what is it that is bad about Google software? Anybody can answer this? Yeah, Anjali. Anybody in Ghatkopar?
Hello.
Anybody in Ghatkopar?
Hello.
Ghatkopar Center.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're in Ghatkopar?
Hello.
Yes, I am in Ghatkopar.
Okay.
Ask him to adjust his webcam.
I cannot hear you actually. That's the problem.
Adjust his cam.
Yeah, you should face camera. I mean, you're not facing the camera right now.
No,
There's a
camera
webcam.
is at my
Right?
That's all.
I think you're sitting somewhere opposite to the webcam.
No. I'm just sitting in front of the camera only, but I don't know why it's not working.
No, okay. I can't see you actually. I would have liked to see you actually.
Acha, okay.
Unless you don't want to be seen. Unless you want to become
No,
like...
it's not like that. I'm sitting in front of camera only, but it is not starting. Usually it should get start.
I can see some image, but I can't see. Anyways, so...
I'm also seeing the same image, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about Google.
About Google, there are some companies or a software company,
Yeah.
and they are giving service rather than they are making few products. Like I have an answer about your question, like tell about Google. So product development,
Right.
such as they are giving and they are developing products
Right.
like Gmail calendar. They are synchronizing that calendar with their email.
Okay.
That I mean to say.
You got it.
Like they have a product called Google Maps, Google Navigator.
Very good. So,
All this.
excellent.
So this I am saying as a product developer. They are giving new products to us.
Right. So, excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. So you have really pointed out a very important thing, that other people are also developing products using Google's technologies. But I'm talking first of all just Google. Everybody just concentrate over here. I'm just talking Google is a company which has got different products like Google Maps, Gmail. Anybody heard of application like YouTube? Then there is Google Docs. Anybody had heard of Google Drive?
Yes.
Google Drive, Google Map, and so of course now if I were to ask you, how many users are there of Gmail? Google, how many probably users of Gmail may be there? Or how many users of YouTube may be there? Or even Google Maps? So let's talk about the volumes now. Volume means the number of users using that service. So as a company, Google is giving these services to how many users approximately, you think? For example, Gmail, other software which you have listed, Google Maps. So how many users will be using services of Google? Yeah, hi, now I can see you. Ghatkopar, finally. So, yeah, Ghatkopar, what's your name? Rajendra, right. So, Rajendra, you can just guess how many users of Google will be there?
I cannot get actually, but I can say there are lots of, like I can get by the latest review of that how many Android mobiles are there.
Right.
So it's going in a crore. So based on that, I can say there are those much of Google users, because they have to start, if they wanted to start with the Play Store, they should have this Gmail account to start to go with the Play Store. So I can consider with the India. So overall world, if Android is the largest platform for mobile applications, so those many of users are there, of course.
Very good. Good guess.
The figure I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah. Figure I don't know.
Keep on changing. Every 6 months that figure changes. So
yes.
figure is not important, but I'm just looking at the volume. So approximately, let's make it, let's say 1 billion. Okay. So in the planet there are 7 billion people. Total planet has got 7 billion people.
Yeah.
Approximately 2 billion people may not be having internet at all. Okay. Because of remote areas, they not be having internet. Then there are, of course, some other companies which are using it. So I would roughly say around 1 billion at least people may be using Google services. In some form or the other. Maybe it's Android, or maybe it's Gmail, or if it is Google Map or something. Is a rough figure which I can estimate. Okay, so it can be 600 million. I mean, last year it was 600 million users. Then 800 million, then probably 1 billion users of Android may have come till now. It keeps on increasing as just an Android. Similarly, there are web users, etc. So there will be billion users working on the software. So I just talk to Anjali right now. Let's say so I just want to understand the volume. Anjali, we are just talking about Google over here. So we are talking about products Google has, right? Now I'm talking about, let's say you talk about Google Map, Google Drive. I'm talking about volumes. So if there are many users of a service, what do you think is required to service those users? You would need a very good infrastructure. Would you agree with me? That to service a large base of users, you would need a very good infrastructure. Right? So, as a company, Google has got a very good infrastructure which is called as data centers. Any guesses where these data centers are? Data center means... Sorry? So they would have a lot of data centers where all this data is being stored or retrieved from. For example, let's say, if I were to say, let's say there are so many Gmail users. So all of them have got... Yeah, you can always Google for data centers of Google. Right? Simple query in Google data centers. So, very important or interesting factor is that Google doesn't charge for its services. I'm just talking about Google as a company, okay? So, how does Google make money? Any ideas? You can just send me your responses. Everybody who's online can send me responses. What is the revenue of Google? You can Google that also.
Google का revenue कहाँ से आ रहा है? Ads से.
Ads, absolutely right.
लिख दिया मैंने.
Excellent. So, advertising is right. Okay, very good.
बोल दिया.
Now,
ads से आ रहा है ना?
These ads are also being stored somewhere and they are all Like when you do YouTube, in between you see ads, and we generally skip those ads. We also have by search engine optimizing listing. Very good. What does that mean, SEO listing? That is basically your listings are being put on the search engine. Like when the person search for keywords, so those keywords are being displayed on, your ad is displayed along with the result. Okay, very importantly, all of us get a Gmail account which is around 15 GB or so right now. Earlier on it used to be 5 GB. But almost 15 GB of space everybody gets it. So 15 GB of space a user gets on Google, that's a lot of space, right? And that's also you're getting it for free. Has anybody paid for that space? I don't think so. So it's basically advertising revenues which are coming in for Google. But just imagine the kind of advertising revenues they are just getting so that they can give all these services for free. So which is a very interesting thing. Do you agree that we have got a very good products which are on internet by Google, and the scale is very large. That is not that they're not saying that okay, you are in India, you cannot take Google products. You can take Google products. If you are, let's say, they don't restrict you by asking you that you have to pay first. See, a lot of sites we go to, they ask us to pay. They ask us to pay for their services. But when I'm talking about Google, I get a lot of services which are free because of the sheer volume of the operation. So many people are watching a particular service or using that service. Okay, so this course is a very interesting course. Here we are going to experience the technology which Google is using behind the scenes. So are you all with me to understand the technology behind the scenes which all of us are using? All of us are using, if even we are using mobile or we are using web, we are using Google technology, and we become so used to it that we kind of forget that we are using it. For example, simple thing like search. We take it for granted that we just Google it, and Google has become a verb. Just Google it means like search for it. So we are actually not understanding, or we are not very, what you can say, conscious that a company is providing that service because that service is free all over the world. And the only thing they're charging is for the advertisements and search engine ads which they place in over there. And with that advertising revenues, they're giving all those very interesting services which are free. So what is the technology which is running behind the scene is what we are going to see in this course. And Google for the first time has allowed us to go behind the scene and see the technology which help them to reach out to so many users at the same time, billions of users at the same time. So okay, so again, now I can see more people have joined in, and what I've been talking about till now is that we are talking about Google. I'm not talking about any other company, but we are talking about Google, we are talking about search engine, we are talking about Google Map. Okay, so if I have to go from point A to point B, I always search for it on the map, and even it shows the directions, and even I can navigate through that. now all of us are using Gmail. All of us are using Android phones. We are using Google Docs or Google Drives. So there are so many products which we are using of Google, and we are using the technology which is running, which is behind the scene, which we are going to see now. We are going to use it ourselves to create our own applications. So it should be pretty exciting to understand that a technology which 1 billion users are using, we are going to use that technology. We are going to use that technology which enables you to reach across so many users at the same time. Now the important or the interesting fact is that Google is not charging for its services, it's making its money through advertising revenues. It has also come up with this cloud platform which we are going to talk about, App Engine, and it is also becoming one of the revenue streams. So we'll see about it, from where the revenues for App Engine may come in. We'll also see how this technology can be used and what is it which will be required to configure and use this technology. So today I'll just put in the objectives. What are we going to cover about it? What is it that we have over here? So Google is one of the key players of internet revolution. We all understand that. And apart from having one of the best search engines, Google has served out a platform of products that allow developers to build robust websites. Google App Engine allows web developers to build and run applications on the same stable and extend platforms that power Google applications. Google App Engine development environment makes use of Java and provides powerful and robust set of APIs to create custom apps that are highly secure and independent from other apps. Google App Engine is available free up to a certain amount of usage, and then you have to sign up for more usage of services. So it's something like electricity. The service which we are talking about, or what we are going to talk about, is going to be something like electricity. So just like the amount of electricity one uses, we pay for it. Similarly, the amount of computing power we use of Google, we will have to pay after a minimum amount of free services. That is, it's like saying till, let's say, I don't know, for electricity or water, till some minimum amount if you are using, it's free. But if you go above that limit, so you have to pay for it monthly. So it's a service which we are taking from the electricity company. All of us do not generate electricity, but we consume it and we pay for it. Amount of consumption, depending upon that, we pay for it. All of us agree on that? So the service which we are taking is going to be software, which is going to be running on Google platform, and we're going to be using something called an App Engine. An application deployed on Google App Engine are highly scalable and can support large number of users. Okay, so please type in your responses. What does this figure on the right side think? What do you think this reminds you of? There's a small figure over here on the right hand side of your PPT. What does this signify? What does it look like? Can you just type in your messages? What does this small thing represent or look like? It has got some key projections and some fan inside. You can see this small icon on this over here on the slide. So there is a small icon on the side. Absolutely. So this is the symbol. Absolutely, flight engine. Like you would have gone to on aeroplanes and things like that, and there are jet engines, and this thing looks like something like that. So what we are going to talk about, or we're going to study over here, is something like we are going to look at a jet engine. We're going to look at something like the airplane, which we're going to we use. The good thing about airplane is it's fast, and a lot of people can use it depending upon its capacity, and it's pretty fast to go from point A to point B. Similarly, this Google App Engine is pretty fast, and it can cater to many users. A lot of users can be on this using this engine. They can be powered. It's like that's the power. Yep. So it's a representation of Google App Engine, but see, in terms of software, I cannot show you this is the engine. See, this is the engine, but this is a representation of Google App Engine. So we're going to be studying about this Google App Engine, and just like you can relate this engine to a very high-powered motor, high-powered jet engine, which is generally used in aeroplanes. So I just wanted to relate an image with the concept which we are going to talk about in this course. So we are going to talk about a concept called App Engine, which is from Google. And this App Engine I can represent symbolically like a engine which is represented on your screen. So it's like a symbolic figure. So this is what we are going to talk about. Okay, so what are the things which we are going to cover in this course? We'll identify the fundamentals of Google Cloud, of cloud computing and Google Cloud Platform. We're going to build an app engine applications using Google Plugin and Maven. We're going to build backend APIs using cloud endpoints. We're going to use Google App Engine Data Store to store data. We'll also query, filter, and sort data from Google Data Store. We're going to implement transactions, fetch URL, image manipulation, task scheduling, etc., which are all features of this engine. So slowly we will go inside this engine. We will open the bonnet, let's say, of a car. It's an engine inside. So we'll see, okay, on this side there is coolant, this side there is the engine oil, there is some battery. So when you open the engine of a car, just like that, we are going to open this app engine, and we are going to see what are the different components of this engine in this course. So I hope all of you are with me on this, getting inside the car engine or Google App Engine, I would say, and ready to get your hands dirty also. Because when you open a engine, there is, of course, some kind of dirt. So the dirt is there. So when you are generally working with the engine, you get your hand all black. So I hope you are ready with the commitment to let your hand get dirty with the dirt which comes along with the engine. Can you just reply to this similarity between the car engine and this engine? All of you can just reply to me that you are all ready to experiment with this engine, app engine, and you will put in your best to you'll have to be very patient with it also, because it's not something like it's a very big it's a big technology. So you have to be a bit patient. If it doesn't work for 1 or 2 times, don't give up and try, because there is going to be one method which I'll show you which is right, but depending upon your interpretation, you may hit some roadblock and get your hands dirty. So you'll have to overcome that roadblock and then get your understanding of their engine. Because like when we are kids, we get a new toy, we generally want to go open it and see what's inside. So something like that. This is a very interesting toy. But then this toy will also have its own screws or nuts and bolts, which you have to open. And it takes a lot of effort to open nuts and bolts. In this case, the nuts and bolts is bandwidth. You need internet connection where you can, which is not restricted, which you can upload your application on to Google App Engine and check how it's responding. You will also need to devote sufficient amount of time to study it. And okay, so as a kid, if I were to open it, I should also know how to close it properly. So the language which we'll use is Java, but it also supports something called PHP and Go, and Python. So that you can study it later on. But we are going to focus on using Java, how we can use this app engine to develop and deploy our applications. And the most interesting part of it would be to get you to the first important application which you're going to see is of Hello World. How to, in C language, we have this application, see out Hello World, or even any other language. So first application which we like to make is how does this engine say hello, or what is the process of getting it to show the output Hello World, So that is from where we'll start. Then we will go into depth of it. See, the Hello World is just the introduction. It's giving a very simple output in the course. After that, what we'll do is we'll open the engine further and we'll see where are the circuit starts, or where are the endpoints, or where are the wires coming from. And those are called as endpoints. So there are certain APIs. So these are like the wires. You touch that wire, it will go further and get some signal, something like that. In case of normal, like if I have to relate it with the normal electricity. So we'll look at how those wires are aligned, that APIs are aligned. Then we'll see the actual stuff is the data. In any application, the data is the key component. So how is the data going to be stored in database, which is on the cloud? How we can access it? How can we manipulate on the data elements? Then there are other elements like security, optimization, and other functions which we're going to see it. So that's going one more level in depth. So we'll be going in depth in this. Your cooperation for the next 5 days is a must. So I would request you not to miss any session, even though it may sound very boring that I'm going to see Hello World, because I already know how to see Hello World. What is the big deal about seeing a session where the output is going to be Hello World? But then that message Hello World is not that important. What is important is how do you get to that configuration so that you are able to interact with that engine. Are you all with me? My sincere request to all of you is that, please, I know there are a lot of other distractions, but even if it's a very boring my face which you have to see, which I'm talking about, and I'm talking about hello world, so be patient with me. I may also make some mistakes because this is an engine, and engine behaves with a lot of careful planning. I have to do it, so I may get stuck at point of so let it be. I will ensure that the engine works at the end of it, and you also ensure you spend in enough time your practice to make sure that you are able to open the engine. First step is going to be open the engine. Open the engine is getting to it to say hello to you. Then we get into the depth of it. We start working with that engine. We put in some data. Then we pick out that data. Then we see, okay, how quick or fast the data is going in or going out. How the security of the data can be enhanced, things like that. So my total request to you is that please bear with my faults when I get stuck with this engine, because it's an engine I'm going to open in the next 3-4 days. It's an engine, and that engine is also in the process of development. I would like to say that it's a very, very new technology. This app engine is not a very old technology. I would say just 2009 onwards, this Java integration with app engine has come in. 2009 to 2016 is hardly 2009, 2010. And then slowly they have built on features, and they are still building on these features. Like this app engine is not the complete done thing that, okay, this is the ultimate app engine. Currently, as we speak, every month there is a new release of features which keep on coming up, and sometimes they update, keep sending these updates to this app engine so that the new features can be rolled out to its users. And they have to do it so carefully that earlier features should not get disturbed. So they have a very nice way of testing the software, and once they test it, they release a version, and I think almost every month one release happens where any bugs are reported, are fixed, new features are added on, and it's a continuous development which is happening on this platform. And it's a very upcoming platform. It's a very nice platform to work on, and the best part is currently it's free to a point of usage, that how much you use it. And I have used it for understanding it, and there is no my needs have been sufficiently met with the limits which are put, how much I'm going to use in a day. So what happens is every day there are some limits, that so much of data you can put in, so much of computation you can do, and I'm not crossed it any day. So when I'm learning it, it's not going to hinder it. So the best part of this technology is currently is free, and you just need your Gmail accounts to use it. So normal stuff. Okay, so we will need Eclipse IDE to use it. We'd also need a little bit of knowledge of HTML and JavaScript and Java. Servlet JSP, if you know, will be an advantage. Person who has completed this course would be able to create highly scalable Google App Engine applications, manage applications using Google Developer Console, and be working on a Java platform which is like no other platform. So again, this is the normal cycle, learning cycle: CR, CR, MR. In between there is a self-learning, collaborate sessions, and further reading and cloud tests which are going to be there. So this is your normal continuous evaluation of normal every week cycle test happening or proctored machine room happening. So that will be part of your milestone. So this is normal stuff. So this is 4 credits and 48 hours course. We need to have Eclipse Luna. If you have a 64-bit platform, we have a 64-bit version. And even Windows 10 operating system works. We have tested on that. And we need a JDK 1.7, which is required. Even it works with 1.8, but we have to we have to specify that use 1.8 as 1.7. So internally, it will use 1.8 as 1.7. And there is of course a Google App Engine plugin for Eclipse, which is a free download in Eclipse, and we prefer to use Google Chrome browser. So currently I also don't have all this set up on my system. I have another system on which it is set up, but here in the studio I have to set it up. So how many of you have got most of these software requirements met? Anybody who is not meeting these software requirements? Windows 10 will also do, JDK 1.8 will also do. These are preferred configuration, but then you have to still specify it to be using, I mean, I'll tell you the syntax to use 1.8 as 1.7. So all of you, please, how do you respond in yes and no? You should be having all this. Okay, before this, I think it's almost 10 o'clock and attendance time. Attendance time means, can you just say, first of all, you are present mentally, physically with me, and you also have this software available with you at your centers. So just can you just type in your names who all are present? Yeah, just type in your names. I just need to send in the support. How many of you are present and who are present? So can you just type in your names and where are you from? So that will probably come. Sophia, Annanagar. Once again, Jyoti Mittal, Rajori, Anjali, Devshri, Adyar. Mumbai we have Chaya, from Bandra, from Ghatkopar, Swapna, and then we have Anjana from Pan Bazaar. Then we have Sravanam, Saravanan from Chennai. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There have to be more people than 8. Who all are there? I'll repeat. Anybody I'm not, I'll just repeat. Sophia from Annanagar, Jyoti Mittal from Rajori, Anjali from RG, Devashri from Adyar, Chaya Nikam from Bandra, Sapna from Ghatkopar, Anjana from Pan Bazaar, Sarvanam from Chennai. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I think I have more logins over here. So there are just 8 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry? Just can you type? Okay, one more has come. Rajendra from Bandra. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. 9. I have so many logins. Please write in your names and center you are from. I want to know how many people are attending this training, from where they are. I have till now got 9 names. Sophia, Jyoti, Anjali, Debashri, Chaya, Swapna, Anjana, Sravanam and Rajendra. Anybody I missed out or I have not called out the name, please type in your name and the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have names. And I am expecting more. At least 20 people should be there. At least right now, but I can see. Maybe 15. But I cannot see them typing anything. Maria, Sophia. Yeah, Sophia is there. Who is this? Kriti Shannon is not. This guy is not typing his name. Yeah, this one is not typed in. Shannon has typed in. CP. I have not got any name from CP. Amitabha from where? Amitabha. From where? Mahinder Kaur. Mahinder Kaur. Mahinder Kaur. CP. Okay, Amitabha is from Hazra, Kolkata. Kolkata. Okay. Anjali Singhal. Anjana is there. Anjali Singhal. You are there? But you have not typed in your name, I think. Yeah, okay, Anjali is there. What is these? Who are these? These two, I don't know. Who are these two? Yeah, from this MGL Kodai Bali. Can you please type in your name? Who is there? MGL Kodai Bali. 2 logins are there. Please, can you type in your names? Who is there? MGL Kodai Bali. And which place is this actually? I have no idea. Kodai Bali. And then Mumbai Studios, who is there? 2 people are there, Mumbai Studios. I'm from Delhi Studio right now. So, I can see 12 people now in this meeting. Can you type in from MGL Kodai Bali? And from Habisiguda, Habsiguda, Habisiguda. What is this place? Habisiguda. Sounds like a very new place to me. Habisi. Where is India is this place? Habisi Guda. I have no idea. And this Kodaibari Bill. Hyderabad. Oh, sorry. Oh, Hasil Guda is Hyderabad. But who is there in Hyderabad? Who is there in Hyderabad? Name, please. Can you please tell me your name? Kabsigudya is Hyderabad. Okay, and this is Sukesh K. Okay. And I have still not got the other one. Kodai Billy. Sangeeta B. From Coimbatore. One. Are you there? Please message me. Sangeeta B, are you there online? Please message me from Coimbatore. Are you there? Please message me, Sangeeta B. Are you there online, Sangeeta? Can you hear me, Sangeeta B? Sangeeta B, can you hear me? No, she cannot hear me. And what about this one? This place called Kodai Bale. Who is this? Kodai Bale. Two people are there or something. Not only one person, there are two people. Who are there in Kodai Bale? No idea. Sangeeta is there. Very good. Here I am. Good morning. I think you are very late, Sangeeta. I mean, I didn't see you for the last so many time. I mean, you just joined in, Sangeeta. Please be on time. It's a very interesting course. Trust me. I have made so many courses or gone through so many courses at NIT. Okay, right. Kodaivari is Mangalore. Okay, very good. Mangalore. Now, why are you answering so late, Fernandez, Aurea Fernandez? Must be not on your seat then, not listening. I've been calling your name, Kodai Bale, for so much time. Chat window got stuck here. Okay, great. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. So, okay, but there are two people there in Bangalore or only one? I think there are two people because there are two logins here. I can see one Aurea Fernandez only. Who is the other one? Okay, very good. Sorry, Aurea Fernandez, you are there from the beginning, but maybe your chat window was not working, so you're not able to respond to me. That's okay. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 participants, right? Okay, 15 participants I've got, but from Bangalore there are supposed to be 2 logins, I can see. So who's the other one apart from Aurea Fernandez? I cannot know. I don't know. NHNIT. There's one person. Katrisian. From one more person is called this name I cannot pronounce, yaar. Please give me a shorter nickname. NIT Karthi Sidam Sam. Very sorry, but your name is, I am not able to pronounce. Karthikeyan. Karthi I can say. Anjana. Oh, Karthir, okay, Karthir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Very good. So I can say I have got 16 names right now. I will just repeat the names, and if your name is not there, please type in your name. Sophia from Annanagar, Jyoti Mittal from Rajouri, Anjali from RG, Debashi from Adyar, Chaya Nikam from Bandra, Sapna from Ghatkopar, Anjana from Pan Bazar, Sravanam from Chennai, Rajendra from Bandra, Amitabha from Hazare, Kolkata, Mohinder Kaur from CP, Anjali, I forgot the center, I think CP or RG, Sukesh K from Hasgudia, Hyderabad, Sangeeta B from Coimbatore, Arya Fernandez from Mangalore, and Karthi from NH. Any name I missed out apart from the 16 names? Oh yeah, there are some 3 names. Didn't I write Mahinder? Mahinder. Okay, Maninder. Sorry, Maninder from CP. Hi, Maninder. Sorry for your name misspelling. Noori from NH. And one more name is there. It's equally confusing for me. Anjana Singha. This is her name. Shetri Mayum. Very big name. Shetri Mayum, but it's a very sweet name. Anjana Singha. From Pan Bazar. Anjana. Okay, Anjana, your name was, I said Anjana from Pan Bazar, but is it Shetri Anjana Singha? The one name. Not, okay. Must be the same name. So Noori from NH. One name I had missed out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. Wow, that's your name, full name. Shetyam Anjana Singha. Okay. Great. Good. So we have a very interesting place. Interesting in the sense that I am interesting right now. Like, I've got Chennai, I've got Delhi, I've got Chennai, Hyderabad, I've got Calcutta, I've also got Mumbai. Oh, wow. So I have got all India. So people from all over India are there. Great. And I am so excited to be able to be here today and talk to you about Google App Engine, because it's a very interesting topic and all of India will get to know through you. They will get to know this technology, this engine which you will all experience, and please be there with me mentally, physically. I know we are a bit far off, but through technology I'm trying to be close to you, and you can, of course, ask your question by typing it over there, but I would like to show you a lot of demos. I would like to show you how the engine looks like and how the thing works. So, yeah, the last question, so I've got names of, how many? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17 participants. 17 is the number. Okay, last count I will just repeat. Sophia, Jyoti Mittal, Anjali, Devashri, Chaya, Swapna, which is Anjana, which is Kshetriya Anjana Singha, Swarnam, Rajendra, Amitabha, Maninder, Anjali, Sukesh, Sangeeta, Aurea Fernandez, Karthi, and Noori. So there are 17 people who are present at 10:15 a.m. with me. Any names I missed out? But I think 17 is the number I have, right? 17 is okay? So 17 people are present in this TTT. Great. So whoever joins in later should please let me know. Hopefully that you have joined later, but great. So I am addressing right now very select few of you. You are the most selected faculty to be able to understand this engine and take it forward in your particular area. So what I need from you is that you will not be afraid of errors which you may encounter when you open an engine, because we learn from errors. We make mistakes, and we may figure out how to solve it. Also, there are few requirements like internet connection should be good at your place when you're going to try out in the evening or after 3:30. Will be online. I'll be online on the Adobe Connect or something live meeting, and at that point I want your internet connection should be good enough. Your requirements should be there. This software requirements. Anybody else is facing any issue with the software requirement which I have stated over here? Hopefully all of 17 of you have got this kind of a configuration plus internet connection, because anyway this is a web-based course, so you need to have an internet connection. It's obvious, and it should be a bit decent speed, not disconnecting frequently. I know the issues which are there, which is like electricity goes off, internet goes off, computer switches off. So these are normal, but apart from it, this is the software which is required to connect to the engine. So I will guide you how we can connect with this engine shortly, and the first application will be a very simple one, like a hello world. So bear with me, but that will be the most interesting one, because that will involve making sure everything is in sync. You will just about open the bonnet and get inside the engine. So that is the simplest application which we can think of. Hello. So we will shortly come to that part. But before that, anybody who has issues with software requirement, please let me know. I hope this is a very simple requirement, not much, hopefully, but it could be. This is for the students, of course, not for you, that regular attendance, but then, of course, right now you're acting as students, so I expect your regular attendance, continuous attendance, and please be with me mentally as well as physically. So this is again for students. This is again students. This is again student centric. This is also student centric. So we are just through with the intro session of this course, and just like an intro session, I have taken your attendance. I know who all are attending and from where you are, and I just told briefly about the course. So we just finished about a little bit. Now we are starting with the first session which is there. Okay. So, okay, before that, let me just see if it also had that. Yeah, okay. So, this one, fundamental of cloud computing. Now, over here, what you see over here is that there are a lot of these small icons which you can relate to. And these are like coming out of from this cloud, which is the engine. You can see this. You can just think about this is what is happening. There is a cloud. I know cloud generally throws water, and in Chennai we had too much of water recently. But then without cloud we cannot really survive for the plants, etc. Similarly, our applications these days require a lot of inputs coming in from the cloud. Anybody, most of us would be on Facebook, WhatsApp. These are cloud-based applications. We would also have probably Gmail or mail configured on our mobiles. Then we may be playing games which are online most of the times. So most of the things are online, cloud computing, which is happening, but we are generally only aware of internet. Slowly we will go behind the scene. So before we go behind the scene let's understand a few fundamentals. So we'll identify the fundamentals of cloud computing, explore cloud platform, explore Google Cloud Platform products, and identify fundamentals of Google App Engine. So slowly we will go and touch this engine. So what does cloud mean in computing terms? So cloud computing is a computing term that allows users to manipulate, configure, and access applications online. So we have various applications. For example, over here you can see Android applications, or it could be a iOS, that is Apple iPad or iPhone, or you can have some desktops which are there. And at the back there is some infrastructure which is running in the background. There is a lot of servers, there is a lot of networking, there is a lot of hard disk which is there, that is storage information, and applications which are running on the cloud. So you understand this figure very carefully. So these people are using, from them they are just looking at their mobile or the web browser, but behind the scenes there is a lot of activity which is happening on the cloud. Okay, so what are the advantages of cloud computing? So applications can be manipulated and configured online, so information is all online. Offers online development and deployment of tools. Installation of specific software is not required on your system, definitely, because browser takes care of it mostly. Highly cost effective. Applications are accessible to be used as utilities. Provides platform independent runtime environment. So, I mean, if you are using, let's say, Chrome browser either on Linux or Apple or Windows, but your application is made on the cloud, so browser will be able to render that application irrespective of the client which the user may be using, because of the browser or because of the application which is made. And applications are accessible to be used as utilities. What does this mean? So it's something like, as I was talking in the intro part, that any application which is there, we are going to pay for it as if we are paying for the electricity bill. So just like electricity is there, I am going to be subscribing to that and going to be using so much of electricity in a day. So amount of software I'm going to use it as a utility. So that is a very important shift. Earlier on we were downloading it, installing it on our system, then it used to get corrupt, things like that. Now this software will be always available on the cloud, and based upon our need we can access it and use it. That is the use of it as a utility. Of course, with advantages there comes few disadvantages or limitations. There is security and privacy concerns for data for everybody. Then there is of course dependency on vendors. Wherever you are storing the data, it could be a data center or wherever you're putting it, we are dependent upon them. Then there can be technical difficulties of reaching to that application because of internet issues. There can be some limitations put on by the application vendor and which you cannot do without you. If you want to do it, you may have some limitations imposed upon you, and there are certain peripheral few things which you are dependent upon. When using cloud computing, you are dependent upon your devices to connect to the cloud. So before we go ahead, I would like to take you behind the scenes. We all understand this, these terms, I'm sure: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So we have infrastructure, that is a hardware machine you are taking it as a loan from a vendor, let's say Amazon or Google, and storage, you can be taking it, you want to store data, so data centers are there, you would go there and store the data there. So it's infrastructure as a service. Platform as a service, you may be taking the web server or database or development tools, again something like Google App Engine or Windows Azure, and then there can be some applications like games, email, customer relationship management. So all that is going to be software as a service. So if it is already a software which is already built by somebody, you're just paying for the use of that software. For example, even now things like Office 365 has come up, which is like online MS Office. Or if you want to do any particular computing, you are probably paying for it online as an application and using it. Now, you would have also heard of used different services, for example, Amazon Web Services. These are services which, these are again platforms. They're giving you servers which can be configured very fast in their infrastructure. You don't have to worry about the hardware or the software or the version. You're just paying for using it to host your applications. So there can be two ways. You can be probably just using the platform, or you can be using the complete server with all its configuration. So now there are two things over here. One is Google App Engine, which will come into our platform as a service, and of course there is one more over here. This is called a Compute Engine, Google Compute Engine, which is a virtual machine which you can have from Google, which is like infrastructure as a service. That doesn't give you much of a limitation. In case of Google App Engine platform as a service, the platform which is there, the Java platform, is like a sandbox environment. Sandbox means a closed environment where Java applications are uploaded and they are executed for you. You don't get to see the other. You cannot access specifically the location of the file, or you cannot. It's a closed environment. It's a small box where you put in your application and it will run in a small container of Java. So a Java environment, runtime environment is provided to it, and that application runs in it. So that, see, because other applications are also running in the same Google space, so your application has a closed box where that application will be put and it is going to be used. So it's a platform as a service which we are going to use in Google App Engine. So the following figure displays the data presented to customers and employees using cloud platform. So of course there is the internet, application, data, and the cloud platform. So there are different employees or customers. These people are developing the applications. They're also generating the data and uploading it all to these people, the employees of the. This is the people who are developing the software. They put in the application onto the service provider, that is something like a Google App Engine. And the customer, that is the users of the system, will use this from the service provider or the data center and work with it. So currently we are in this position. In this course we will move to this position, that is we will move from the customer to being a person who is developing the applications, who is managing the data and pushing the data onto the server. So this is a very big shift, and we'll see how that happens. So of course there are different types of clouds based upon who owns the cloud. There is a public cloud, there is a private cloud, there is hybrid cloud, a community cloud. So this is totally dependent upon who owns the cloud infrastructure. So cloud platform, there are different players like Google Cloud Platform, then there is Amazon Web Service, there is Windows, Azure, and then there is Salesforce, who have now recently taken over VMware also, and of course Oracle Cloud. So now out of this, Google has a major advantage because on the internet, this has been the first company which is purely focused on internet. From day one, they were the search engine. So their products are all based on revolving around internet. And they were earlier, Amazon did come up with the solution, but they have now, Google has also come up with matching products to attract the different customers to be using the Google Cloud Platform. So what are the different things which Google provides? So Google provides something like an app engine. This is again looking at, if you're looking at the engine from the front side, this will be like inside of the fan, and then if you're just looking from the front end, this is what you will see in an engine. Then it has got a compute engine, then it has got cloud storage, cloud SQL, and cloud data store. This is all to store data. Then they have got BigQuery and cloud endpoints. These are used, BigQuery is used to analyze a huge amount of data and to get to the result very fast. So to summarize, Google App Engine is a platform as a service. It's also a computing platform to build and deploy web applications in Google managed data centers. Was first released in a preview version in April 2008. So, and final release was like February 2014. Now, if you were to look at it, yeah, we'll come to all that BigQuery. See, what I'm talking about right now is February 2014. Now, this is a very recent development. If you look at from internet point of view, this is hardly like 2 years. So, which is not a very old technology. Which you're looking at is like just developing, and I'll show you how that developing is. Now, one question which has just come in is, what is BigQuery? Okay. See, when I have got, let's say 50 GB of data, or let's 100 GB of data, and I run a query, which is to, let's say, average out all the numbers and do a join and things like that between different tables which are present in the database. It will take me a lot of time or computing power to be able to arrive at an answer. With this platform which is available, where even GBs of data can be calculated in matter of seconds, not even minutes, is where Google, this big data BigQuery comes in. Where is this used? This is used in data mining, and where people are trying to find a trend in lot of data. For example, it could be, let's say, emails, or who's sending whom. A lot of mails are changing happening, but like in an organization, what is the peak time of when the mails are sent, when the mails are not sent? You're analyzing over a period of, let's say, 1 year, or you're analyzing the sales trends of 1 year over the last year, and you've got database which is like full of GBs of data. If I were to just ask you a simple question, let's say I have 5 GB of data, I want to copy it from one hard disk to another hard disk. You know, it takes like sufficient amount of time, let's say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Over the network, it may take up, let's say, 1 or 2 hours also, sometimes if the network is slow. So, this huge amount of data, you want to just query it in a matter of seconds, is where BigQuery comes in. So, we'll just touch upon it, where this option is available when we look at it. Okay, before we go into the Google App Engine, I would like to show you a small video which is about Google. So this let's see a small video. I'll just play it over here.
Get ready to go inside Google's cloud. The tech giant has 12 data centers around the world. They are the engines that make Google run, and they contain a lot of sensitive information about you.
Now, for the first time, the company has invited cameras inside its top-secret facility in North Carolina. Michelle Miller went along for this story that you'll only see here on CBS this morning. With all the patrols, fences, barbed...
I think some problem with playing the video. Just give me a minute. I just want to go inside Google. I want to show you what it looks like. ओके इसमें ना ये यहाँ पे ये वाला वीडियो है, ये इनसाइड गूगल डेटा सेंटर। इस वाले में इस वाले फोल्डर में वीडियो के अंदर इनसाइड गूगल डेटा सेंटर, ये DDCA में वीडियो में इनसाइड Okay, I'll just play it in a minute. Give me a minute. So some problem was there. So I just want to go inside Google and see what happens there. So okay, let's continue with our slides. So I was talking about Google App Engine. So this has very interesting things, interesting features. There are runtime and languages. For example, it supports currently Python, PHP and Go, and along with Java. So 4 languages are supported on this app engine to run applications. It has multiple storage options. For example, you can store data on MySQL. You have something called as big data, which is supported. You have security and reliability, because I'll just show you in the video how secure it is. It is scalable and has good performance. It has powerful built-in services, and it's got familiar development tools. For example, Eclipse. People who use Java are generally familiar with Eclipse. So, and people who know PHP, they can use these 2 things. So they can easily use the features of Google App Engine because they know the language and they know the tools like Eclipse. So the familiarity of the development tools is available over here. So let's play the video. And after the video, I'll ask you questions. So please watch the video carefully.
To go inside Google's cloud, the tech giant has 12 data centers around the world. They are the engines that make Google run, and they contain a lot of sensitive information about you.
Now, for the first time, the company has invited cameras inside its top-secret facility in North Carolina. Michelle Miller went along for this story that you'll only see here on CBS this morning.
With all the patrols, fences, barbed wire, and steel barriers designed to slice through cars, it would be easy to mistake this place for Fort Knox.
Hello.
But it's really a Google data center.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have your ID on you?
For many years, the company refused to admit these even existed. Even today, no visitor may enter without first signing a non-disclosure agreement.
Just saying that you're not going to take any unauthorized pictures, or you're not going to talk about anything that you see.
Inside, security is just as tight.
Thank you.
Retina scans determine who has access, something even many Google executives don't have. Every single person entering and leaving is tracked. If more than one person enters through the doors at once, alarms sound.
Have you ever had a breach at this facility? Never. No.
Let's go in.
Our tour guide is Google's Senior Vice President, Urs Holzle, known for his trademark red socks and one of the company's first employees.
My first job title was search engine mechanic. And I picked that because everything was broken. Google was down, searches took 5 seconds.
Now Hutzle is in charge of building and running all of Google's data centers. In the industry, you're known as the infrastructure czar.
Mm-hmm.
Flattered by that?
Yes.
Yes. Our first stop, the networking room. It's like air traffic control. Every time a user asks Google for something, that request is first routed here and then directed to another computer on the server floor. How many servers are on this floor?
So today we have 55,200.
The sheer size and scale of the place is breathtaking. Employees must wear earplugs to protect their hearing from the constant whir of tens of thousands of machines.
So each of these servers basically is like a PC except somewhat more powerful.
And when one of those servers goes down, we saw firsthand what it takes to repair or replace them.
Okay.
Right here. How about that? Recently, the industry came under fire for being energy hogs, consuming huge amounts of electricity to keep servers running in air-conditioned rooms. On our tour, Google was very eager to show how they were reducing their carbon footprint here at the data centers. That's because the company is very protective of its green image, according to Wired magazine, Stephen Levy. He has covered Google for years and also got a tour of the Lenore Data Center.
The opening up of data centers really comes from their feeling that they can't keep this themselves.
Google reduced a lot of its energy consumption by simply raising the temperature on the server floor from a chilly 68 degrees to a balmy 80.
We're estimating that we saved over $1 billion in the history of Google through these efficiency measures.
At Lenore, Google says only 10% of the electricity is not used to power its servers. Another Google innovation, replacing wasteful air conditioners with a water-based cooling system. But for all of the company's efforts to become energy efficient, a lot of their power still comes from non-renewable sources.
The power here is coal. The power here comes from whatever the local utility provides.
Because they clean energy.
Which in North Carolina is about 2/3 coal. We are currently at about 35% of renewable energy, and we're aiming to get eventually to 100%.
Google says this is the only time they'll allow TV cameras inside their server floor. But in an effort to be more open, they say they will put up video and pictures of all their data centers on their website.
It's amazing how all of this works and that it works at all. And the fact that they always do is really amazing.
For CBS This Morning, Michelle Miller, Lenore, North Carolina.
It's interesting to see inside, but I wonder if it addresses some of the privacy concerns that people have about Google.
Well, it's interesting you said it because Michelle actually came out with a printout of your whole search history.
We'll be looking at that later.
Hi, welcome back. So you saw a small video. So what did you see? There was a building where we had a lot of servers, and it was all air-conditioned building. What else did you notice? Just send me your response to that video. Like, what did you see in that video? We just went and saw a Google facility. Yeah, there was a lot of servers, and they keep on cooling that place because if so many servers are running together, and it's going to generate a lot of heat because, you know, even in your CPU there's a fan which keeps it cool, and so then you've got so many thousands of servers which are running. That's how it looks like. You need space to keep them running, and there's of course a lot of wires, cables coming in, and signals coming up and down, going up and down. So that is what is happening. What else? course, you did see a very good security which is there to be able to physically touch those servers. So the security is very world class for the facilities which they have made. They are very careful about speed, because their search should take very minimum amount of time. I mean, supposing you type in a query and it searches, think about how a search works. It goes through all the so much data which is present on the server, picks up the relevant records and presents you with the result in matter of few seconds, which really is a very amazing search technology. And this is what is running behind it. So if I want to run my application on one of these servers, this is what Google App Engine will allow me to do. So are you all excited to host your application to this facility which you just saw? It's more important for you to be surely committed and interested in this, because it's like going into and putting your 2 lines of hello world code into a Google server. That's what we're going to do. So are you all with me? And what we're going to do is, it's like it's a big engine which is running, or which is like a server which is running, and few things which will be roadblock is that supposing there is a firewall at your end, not at Google's end. If there is a firewall at your end, you may not be able to access the server, or if your internet bandwidth is slow or not there, you may not be able to download the software which it downloads and installs and runs it. So that might be an issue, but then your persistence will be required. In this, I also would want few people in this group to keep on noting down how much of bandwidth they are consuming when they are running these applications. So I have got a names from Narendra, who has sent out for nominations. So he has sent me names of Manjunath from Malleshwaram, Anjali from Rajouri Garden, Dhriti Gobinda from Bhubaneswar, Karthi San from NH, Anjali from Rajouri Garden, Anjali from Rajouri, and Naveen from Sector 14. Naveen from Sector 14 to keep on checking how much of bandwidth you're consuming, how much of data you're downloading on your system, how much of it is you're uploading, and so that and your experience may vary because of different locations where you are. I have people from all over India, so depending upon where you are in India, how good your internet is in your location, this experience of this course will go accordingly. So for this 5 days, I would really request to get your best resources out to be able to do the things practically, but also we have to be careful in understanding that the same thing would be required to be done in a machine room by students. So what are the things which can go wrong or which can be there in our centers? So these are the names which I have just told you to be observers of the bandwidth, because I don't know in Rajouri what is the kind of bandwidth, and Bhubaneswar what is the bandwidth, or in Malleshwaram what is the bandwidth. So all over India different network is there, different type of network is there. Excellent. So no, I mean I understand. So different people are accessing internet from different locations. So I cannot really guarantee that the experience which I'm going to show you is the same experience you will have when you do the same thing. You may do it faster, or you may take more time to do it based upon the kind of network setup which is there in your location. So I have just now told you names of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people who are going to be observers along with the participation, that how your network is performing, so that later on we will get back to you and try to understand how was the experience of the network, because that's a concern which I have, and also Narendra has, that how good is your network, will it be able to handle this engine, because it's a jet engine. You can see the image, it's not a small thing. And if I were to take it that I'm taking this engine and putting it in let's say Bhubaneswar, where the network speed may be slow or something, so I don't know. So I can see it says 4 Mbps. So let's see how the experience is. So I'm just upfront asking you to be careful about the network consumption, and because it's a cloud will need water or moisture, which is the network speed. So only if you have a network will this course work efficiently. If you don't have network, then you will be struggling. So this week, at least for yourself, ensure you have good network available, and also keep monitoring the amount of data you have to upload, download when you are practicing the exercises, practicing the activities of the labs. Okay, so this was a small announcement. So monitor bandwidth and execution, and share with us the observation. So this is what a small message I have got, and I'm sharing with you. Okay. Small. I was just looking at my messages on this. Okay, so we just mentally went into Google's facility. You saw a building which was very big. You saw a lot of servers in it. You saw security in it, and think that now your application will be hosted in one of those servers running on those in that facility. So for that, there is a process which is defined by Google. I will share with you that process. What is the process? So they want the thing to be in a particular structure, format, and with that only they can execute those applications. And okay. Let me just continue with this. Where's my slides? Okay, so as I was talking about Google App Engine, so runtime languages, I told you there were 4 languages: security, reliability, powerful built-in services, multiple storage options, scalability, and performance. Now this whole why we should do it, why we should one second. This scalability is a very important feature or very important concept. of using the Google App Engine. Now, what happens is that once we make a website or an application, we would want more and more users to use that application. We would want more and more people to use that application. But what happens is that if more and more people start using that application, you know what happens. Your server get choked, your network may get choked, and you are not able to service the people you want to address. So for example, supposing you are playing a game or you are using any application. Now supposing if there is any error or the delay in getting a response from that application, you may not you may get very frustrated first time, second time, but third time you may just uninstall that application. So it's very important that these days, when internet was new, people had a lot of patience and were able to live with the connection issues. I remember a lot of times just dialing on to internet used to take so much time, so we used to dial in and then go to internet. But now people expect internet to be available all the time. And people are on Facebook, WhatsApp, chatting, all that requires internet. And that means more and more users are going to use that particular application. And scalability and performance are key things. Now, another example. You have heard of Flipkart and Snapdeal. Now, generally, when they come up with a very big scheme of sales, for example, during Diwali or during Christmas, New Year, the number of users who want to buy a particular product goes up considerably. Do you understand that why that will go up? Because they are giving huge discounts. They are giving huge amount of discount at that point of time. So, a lot of people would want to order or want to access that particular information, and when a lot of people access it, if infrastructure is not there to scale up, you will have, there was, 1 or 2 years back, they had announced that, and then nobody was able to get into the server for 8 hours because the servers went down. There was news, you can check on the net, in Flipkart or something. So, what happens is that there can be spikes in increase in the traffic based upon new announcements, a new product launch. Let's say Apple comes up with, let's say, new phone, Apple 7 or something. Apple 6 is currently going on, but let's say Apple come up with a new phone, and suddenly everybody wants to know its feature, what is new in it, how to buy it, where to buy it, and you would heard of people pre-booking it so that they get it first and all. So something like that happens. Your server should be able to support the increase in traffic. And that is what I'm talking about, scalability and performance, that even though the users have gone up suddenly, the performance should not suffer. That means they should still get the data. They should still get the response in a matter of seconds. They cannot wait for when you send a request, when they will get a response back from the server will be delayed because there are too many people trying to get the same data. That is not how people expect the internet to behave. I remember IaaS TKC also something like booking a rail ticket. When there is a holiday season, a lot of people are there trying to buy the same ticket, or many people are trying to book tickets. So the load on the servers keep on increasing, and you may even, few years back we used to have a situation that nobody is able to log in to the site because so much of traffic is there. So performance is a big issue in that case. And scalability is what is being offered by Google. With this technology, we can scale to millions of users at a fraction of seconds. Few seconds, we can scale up for the spikes which may happen. Now also there is another side to it. The other side to it is, supposing I have to assume that there will be 1 million users of my site. I have to invest in so much server beforehand itself. And even though the spike may happen only in Diwali or Christmas or some other time, still I have to keep on maintaining such a large amount of server system, which is going to be a big waste, because I am going to be using that particular servers but not utilizing them fully because the demand is not going to be there. So in case of our network traffic, our network traffic may be like, suddenly it may spike up and then go down based upon a very key event in a particular kind of a network graph. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this app engine gives us a ability to scale up and meet this requirement of performance. Okay, so any questions till now? Any questions? Great. And am I clear to everybody? Am I speed okay? Speed means even speaking speed as well as concept speed. Am I okay, going fine or going too slow or too fast? Okay, so good that you are all able to receive. So far so good. Thank you. Okay. So we have just now introduced you to the app engine and few terms which I am putting in over here: security, scalability. These are very, very real challenges in case of an application developer. See, what happens is that when more people start to use that application, we need more servers to handle that load. So we divide the load between 2 servers, 3 servers, 4 servers. So if we use the environment or the way Google tells us, we will be able to scale up to their number of users very fast and easily. You all have initially in the morning I asked you how many users of Gmail or even let's say YouTube or Gmap, Google Map, all of them are so many users trying to do different things with the data, and within matter of few seconds it fetches the data from the data store, from the database, and is able to present it on your browser. So I'm talking in terms of very good speed and infrastructure which Google provides for its own applications, and what it is doing through Google App Engine is allowing us to use that same kind of infrastructure for our own applications. Okay. Okay, so there are of course few limitations. So of course Google is the one who is owning the infrastructure, so it has its own declaration form which will see like kind of that you will not use it for disruptive purposes, infrastructure, facilities, etc. The different policies are there made by Google to use the infrastructure. It only supports HTTP requests, and there can be porting issues from one platform, let's say Google, to Amazon or from Amazon to Google because of the way things are made. And it is free but not completely. It is free but not completely, because if you have that spike, that means the number of users go up. In case of Google has put in some cutoff, that this is the cutoff point. If you use more than this, you should pay for it. But it's not really a limitation, I would say, because if you have many users and if users are accessing, it's a good thing. So, because they will use your services and you will anyway charge the users somehow or the other. Either it could be advertising or it could be some fees you may charge for using that service. So, or it could be from the service which you are giving to the user, you are going to put in some cost somewhere to the customer. But then Google will only earn when you have high amount of traffic on your site. So it's a win-win for both the developers as well as Google, so that developers don't really need to pay when there's no traffic. That means it's just a experimental site which nothing much is happening. But if it actually becomes useful to people and people start to use it, people put in more data, things like that. So then then there will be a thing of payment which will come in, and we'll see all that. So okay, so I think somebody missed the intro part. Somebody has joined later, but that's okay. Okay, so these are a couple of sites which are currently being used in these are a few companies which are using Google App Engine. Sony Music Entertainment is a company which is using. It has around 630,000 unique visitors who use this site sonymusic.com in 10 hours. So it's a huge number. This 630,000 unique visitors is a big number of users. You understand? It's not like I make a site, 10 users are there, and then it's okay if it's a slow site. No, I get a response slowly. These are 630,000 users. If they don't get a response immediately, they will disconnect the service and they go to another Play Store. So we are talking about a reliability of the service and performance, just like Google provides for Gmail or YouTube. So Sony Music builds app to support YouTube's biggest music live streaming events of Google Cloud platforms. I mean, they do live streaming, etc. Then anybody has played this game or not played? I should ask, anybody not played this game? Which game is this? Angry Birds. So they are using Google App Engine in their backend for their customers. It's a media company, creator, and a globally successful Angry Bird franchise. Review has created highly engaging games which have attracted millions of online users. Review started to use Google App Engine to transform their mobile apps to web browsers that help Review to automatically increase the scalability of its website. So they have started using this to increase customers. Then there is another company called Best Buy in US, which is retailer of electronic home and office products. So it has more than 1,000 stores in USA, Mexico, Canada, and China. The gift tag app of Best Buy runs smoothly with no maintenance requirement and is deployed on Google App. So a little summary of the session. So we have talked about cloud, refers to some data centers. Did we see just data center? I showed you a video of a data center. That was the data center of Google, big building. That is full of servers and always connected to the internet. You saw that in the video. Cloud computing is a computing term that allows manipulate, configure, and access applications online. Infrastructure as a service is a way of delivering cloud computing infrastructure as a service, server, storage, network, and operating system as an on-demand service. Platform as a service can be defined as a computing platform that allows application developers to develop applications, run their software solutions on a cloud platform. Software as a service is a model that allows end users to use software applications as a service which are deployed over the internet. We talked about these services, and I'm sure you would have heard of these terms, but now in this course we are really going to experience what this actually means once we start using it, which is very exciting, because you actually get to use a platform which Google has provided. The public cloud system and services cloud allows system and service to be easily accessible to the general public. Hybrid cloud is a composition of two or more clouds that remain unique entities but are bound together. These are types of clouds. Community clouds allows users, systems and services to be accessible by group or organizations. These are just three types of clouds which we are talking about. Google App Engine allows you to run applications on a fully managed platform as a service, PaaS, using its services. There is also called as Google Compute Engine, which is the infrastructure as a service. That means when you take a compute engine, you are actually taking a complete server inside one of the data centers, and you have no restrictions. In platform as a service, there are few restrictions, but as a simple developer, even that is fine. But this is not free, by the way. Google Compute Engine is it requires you to give your credit card information, and then they switch on the compute engine for you. This one is free for the amount of traffic they have specified. It's built on Google infrastructure, which runs on Google search engine, Gmail, YouTube, and other services. Google Cloud Storage offers durable and highly available object storage to the developers and IT organizations. Google Cloud SQL is a MySQL database that resides in Google Cloud. So MySQL is very popular database backend, and you can use, but again this is paid service. There is another service called Google Data Store, which is a schema-less NoSQL. This is a very interesting term, NoSQL. Data store that provides robust and scalable data storage for applications. We'll talk more on this tomorrow, probably. Data store. This is something which everybody say, I know SQL. And somebody who doesn't know SQL say, I don't know SQL, or I say no SQL. But actually this is a very technical term, NoSQL. So it's slightly different than the normal RDBMS concept. It has similarity, plus it has got differences also. The difference is that, we'll see also tomorrow, that difference is that data why Google wants is return very fast responses to the user. So we don't really wait for queries to end, because it takes time for queries like insert operations or write operations. They are just kept there waiting, and when the system is free, then it actually writes it onto the system. Otherwise the data is just fetched from the system and displayed. So eventually there is something called as eventual consistency. We'll talk about more tomorrow, when the data becomes consistent. But then if people are writing onto the data and reading from the data, the chances are the data is not consistent. There may be some records which are written but not synchronized in the database. But that is not generally the case with the SQL database. So there is some differences about data store, which we'll talk about. So this was what is first session about. Give me a 5-minute break. I will just set up some more things and we'll go to session 2. I know we'll just take 5 minutes break now. Hi, welcome back. Welcome from the break. I think I took 10 minutes. So we'll continue with our exploration of Google App Engine, and we'll see the features which it provides, and also we'll see how to use our software to talk to Google. Now, so we'll identify the components of Google App Engine, identify Google Cloud Console, and build simple cloud app using Eclipse. Okay. I just want to show you this screen, computer. I want to show you this computer. Right. Okay. So right. So I have just now installed Google Eclipse on this, and I think just like your system, it's like totally raw for me. So I'm downloading Google plugin for Eclipse. So there is a link over here which is going to help me download the link. I think I sent one installation guide for this. So there is this link, plugin for Eclipse. This link you can see over here. So I copy it from here and I can go back to my Eclipse software and I'll paste it over here. Now where did I come from here? Sorry. Over here I just go back. I just started the Eclipse. This is the first time I'm seeing this Eclipse page. I go to help. I go to install new software. I get this dialog box for installing, and I will paste in that link over here. This link which I have picked up from here. Download and install the plugin. I think most of you may have done this. Have you all done this? Can you say yes or no? Click on plus or minus. Plus for yes, you have done this. So I can not go in details of this. Some people have said no also. So I've got 13% saying yes and 13% who says no. So I got like, okay, 20% people saying yes and no. Okay, very good. So some of you have done it, some of you have not done it. So I'm just going to do it for the benefit of everybody, and for myself also, because I don't have a plugin installed over here. So I will start this download and I'll come back to the concepts, and by the time I finish with the concepts, hopefully it would have downloaded it. So what I do need to do is Google plugin. I do need SDK, and what is this? This is Android. I don't need it. I don't need this also actually, and I need this one. These three are the ones which I need. Okay, and I say next. So these are the things which should be installed. I accept the license agreement. Finish. So it will take some time. Based upon the speed of your network, it will download the software and install on your system the plugin for Eclipse, which is required to connect with Google App Engine. Okay. So let it run. I will go back to my slides. Okay. So now we have till now we have spoken about our engine. I have been talking about an engine. Yeah. So this is the engine I've been talking about. So there are different components of this engine, and slowly we will explore that engine and see how we can access it. Which link are you talking about? K33 NH333 Maven. I didn't get your question. Which link you're talking about? Okay, so the following figure displays the components of Google App Engine. It's like saying that an engine has got, or once you open a bonnet, it has got carburetor, it's got battery, it's got the main, let's say, the engine oil, etc. So something like that. I'm talking about it has got runtime environment, it has got memcache, it has got process management, it has got cloud endpoint, cloud storage, and data store. So these are the different parts of the engine. Okay, so I have a question, from which link it should be downloaded. Okay, so let me just see if I can play this again. See, I showed you this link is from Google site itself, developers.google.com Eclipse doc download. I just did a Google search. I did a Google search for Eclipse, download Google plugin for Eclipse. Yeah, I think that link is also there in your the installation manual. And this is the link, https download google.com Eclipse plugin 4.1, because that's the version 4.4 Luna Eclipse JEE which we are going to use. Eclipse 4.4 JEE, the plugin for that is from here, and this is what I have pasted it in my this thing, as it's still downloading. It will take some time. So let me just continue. So as I was telling you, so there is something called as a memcache in this. What is a memcache? It's like a temporary cache between the application and the data. It stores limited amount of information. We'll see how to use it when we are going to write applications. Then there is a data store which is using NoSQL, cloud storage which is using MySQL. It has got cloud endpoints, which is nothing but accessing the data from the data store. Then process management and runtime environment. So we'll see all this in a short while. Okay, so there is a free quota per app per day, and pricing for exceeding free quota, which is there mentioned on the Google site itself. So as I told you, there is a lot of things which are free, a lot of things which you may need to pay if you go above the limit. But for our practical purposes, this is sufficient. So it says instances, 28 instance hours. So the number of virtual machines which are running, in a day you can run it for 28 instance hours. For example, if one machine is running, in an hour there is just 24 hours. So one VM can run throughout the day for 24 hours. But if you put in two VMs, two virtual machines running together, so that will be in hours free, because that's the one instance and two instance, that is 14 hours will be there. So if you keep on increasing your virtual machines, so the duration by which you can use will reduce in a day. But if you want to keep on using it for even beyond the time, then you will need to specify the instance hours. Similarly, for NoSQL data, the data is free, but there is limitation of number of read and write operations which you can perform in a day, which is 50,000 read and write operations, which is mentioned over here. Outgoing traffic is 1 GB and incoming is also 1 GB. Above that, there is some pricing of 0.012 GB per around 12 cents per GB, which is mentioned. So similarly, cloud storage 5 GB is free. Otherwise, you have to give more than that. You have to give 0.026 per GB per month. So they have just put in some cap on the free amount of usage, and we'll see how this is actually used. Similarly, Memcache is shared pool is free, but dedicated pool is charged for 6 cents per GB per hour. So simple search around 1000 is allowed, and 1 GB of indexing of documents is free. Complex searches around 100 are free. Other than that, you have to pay for 50 cents or $2 per GB indexing. Email 100 recipients are free, and pricing for the other is not available. You have to contact them. Log APIs 100 MB is free. Task queue 5 GB is free, and log storage 1 GB is free. And if you exceed it, there is some pricing which is mentioned. Now, this pricing, why I have highlighted over here in a slide, is basically telling you that even though you are going to be using it free, if you scale up your application and there are more hits, it'll ask you to pay for that. But now there's one more thing. You can set your daily limit also. That in today, I just want to pay, let's say, $10 above and beyond free maximum. So they can put a cap also, that for free quota you will be given, you can use it. If you exceed to $10 also, you can use it. But after that, if some more requests come, they display a page that the service is disabled because you are using more quota or something like that. So the service will be stopped after that. So there is a free element to it, and we will be all in the free domain only. But if we use the services too much, then there will be a message coming that says this service is going beyond the limit. This limit also is reset every day. So this is a daily limit. I mean, daily limit in the sense that today I have used some, let's say, let's say I was using some 1,000 searches or something. I've already done 900 searches today in the night 12 Pacific time, because the servers are located in USA. In Pacific time, when it's night over there, the server clock will reset all this to 0 again. So good thing is that every day I get this limit. It's not that 1 month limit is there and I have to keep on watching it. Every day this limit is there. So it's very flexible for initial development. Okay, so now we are getting really close to touching the Google engine. I mean, be ready. I will be closely taking you to the Google engine very, very shortly. So before that, I will want to show you a small video. I will take you to the Google video, engine. We will just touch that engine very shortly. I will show you that engine very shortly. But before that, I want to play a small video where again, we are just going to talk about the Google App Engine. So carefully watch that video and I will ask you some questions.
Great idea for an app that's going to run across mobile, tablets, laptops, and PCs. And after you've done all the hard work of designing the UI, now it's time to get to the really hard problems. That is, how do you get all of these devices communicating between one another? It's time to take advantage of the cloud. Acting as a central resource, each client can use the cloud to send and receive messages, keeping all of the other clients in sync with each other. But not every cloud is created equal. You'll want something that's easy to use, won't become an ongoing maintenance headache, and of course, scale, just in case your app becomes a smashing success. Enter Google App Engine, which makes it easy to build scalable cloud solutions for web apps and mobile backends. App Engine reduces the pain of building these solutions by providing a suite of powerful, usable services. And it also reduces deployment pains by automatically running and managing your applications for you. This ensures that your app always has the right amount of server capacity to handle your traffic. Not too much, not too little. But back to the point. You're building the next great app. How can Google App Engine help with that? Let's say user A wants to send a message to user B, but user B isn't currently online. We're going to need some place to store the message. The App Engine data store is the easiest choice for this. It's part of App Engine, so it's ready to use with no configuration or setup needed. You hand your data to App Engine, and it takes care of replicating it to multiple data centers across the world. So it's always available to your global customers. No scheduled maintenance or configuration headaches required. But best of all, the data store will continue to scale whatever size your app needs. As you write more data, you get more capacity, all without having to lift a finger. And of course, storing messages is only half the problem. When user B comes back online, you'll need to retrieve any messages waiting for her. And to do this, you'll need some server logic to fetch the right messages for the specific user and return them to the appropriate client. And thankfully, you can author that server-side logic in one of our many supported languages like Java, Python, Go, and PHP. Now, as the number of your users grow, you'll notice that your app often ends up fetching the same data over and over and over and over again. Frankly, some data is just more popular than other data. Fetching this data does take a bit of time and computation, and repeated fetches of the same information is hugely wasteful. To avoid melting your servers with wasteful fetching, App Engine provides a feature to improve retrieval speed called Memcache. Memcache allows you to store commonly accessed data in fast, in-memory, distributed cache, so your app isn't sitting around waiting for a bunch of data store writes or for some business logic to execute. Also, did I mention less melting? It's a really important part. Of course, besides the data store and Memcache, there is a plethora of APIs at your disposal, but that's another video. Anyhow, back to your app. Using data store and Memcache, you can store and retrieve data quickly. The runtime logic allows you to specify custom request handlers so your client gets exactly the responses they need. However, you don't always want your client to wait around for server-side logic to finish. Sometimes you want the server to do some work, and you want your clients to come back later for the result. For example, processing an upload video or applying an awesome filter to a picture of a soon-to-be-eaten entree. These high compute operations take a bit of time to finish, and leaving the client connection open during this time can chew up your users' batteries, which doesn't make for a great user experience. Plus, there's probably work your app wants to do when no one else is around, like gathering statistics of how many of your users are interacting with one of your new features. To help with this, App Engine provides the Tasks API, which allows you to schedule work to be run later or in the background, which is important to keep your user's battery from melting while waiting for the server to finish work. But That's another video. At this point, you have a basic app set up and running. As your app grows, you'll probably want to add support for binary files, like a user profile photo or some awesome homemade music. Now, while the data store is built for structured data, it might not be the right place for binary files. As such, it's time to look deeper at your storage options. Google Cloud Storage is up to this particular task, allowing you to store an unlimited number of files or objects up to terabytes in size that are available globally, each with the access controls that you specify. And so far, we've talked about how App Engine scales on the back end, but it's also worth pointing out how App Engine provides another invisible layer which helps your app scale as well. You see, App Engine provides a dedicated layer of front ends, which makes sure client data get off the internet and onto Google's network as quickly as possible, while also making sure that your code and the App Engine runtime don't have to wait around for slow or poorly connected clients. Now, don't forget, your clients can talk directly to many of the back-end services without needing to go through your server-side code. For example, your user can upload an image and data directly to cloud storage, or grab structured data right from the Cloud Store API, and even talk directly to the Tasks API to see what pending work is available for processing. Before you go running off to build your app, there's a bit of planning that needs to happen, though. Namely, as your service or backend changes over time, keeping your Android web and iOS clients in sync with those changes becomes a really gnarly task. To help with this, cloud endpoints makes your life just a little bit easier. You simply define your server API, and the cloud endpoints will generate the client libraries for you, which not only takes care of data serialization, but handles the connection and minimizes transport bloat across the wire. With all of these features and services at your command, Google App Engine allows you to build the next great app and scale it big with the least amount of trouble for you. See? Building the next amazing app is as easy as that. Now, go build something great.
So, that was a very informative video which was talking about various components of Google App Engine. It had a lot of concepts. It was a very direct video which talks about all the internal parts of the App Engine. Okay. So this is again, which I was showing you in a slide previously just now, that runtime environment is the environment where your application is going to be hosted. There's going to be data store where data is going to be present. There's going to be memcache where cached memory is going to be present. Then there's APIs which are there. Task queues are there. So just like we are opening an engine. In the morning I was talking about opening an engine, so you will get a lot of new terms, so don't be afraid of them. They will be dealt with subsequent chapters. There are chapters on each of these terms, I would say, or there are sessions on each of these terms, but it's like going inside an engine and seeing how it works. So slowly we will enter the engine and we will see how to access it. So again, in the morning also I asked everybody has a Gmail account. Anybody who's still wondering or still have it can get it created. So I think yes, so everybody, I want to see 100%. Everybody has a Gmail account? Yes, no, plus or minus? Yeah, I want to see that go to 100%. Anybody comes to know, it'll be very interesting. Please, I have somebody. Yeah. It didn't read 100%, still reached 56%. I want to see 100%. At least somebody is not said yes or no, but still I've got 3% or maybe 1 or 2% said no, I don't have a Gmail account, which is very interesting. But anyways, so but a person whoever says doesn't have a Gmail account will need a Gmail account. So it's a simple process of creating a Gmail account. So you can do it and create it. So now we are very close to entering the engine. Everybody is ready. Then don't Uh, I mean, we are going to now see the outside of the engine, or I would say, we'll just touch upon that engine. Are we all ready? Yes? Please say yes. I will show you the engine then. Because from morning I've been talking about Google and data center and things like that, and App Engine, but then we have not still seen the engine. How do I show you an engine? I'll just show you. But we'll see the control panel of the engine. See, first of all, I will show you the control panel of the engine. It's like maybe the dashboard of your car, which I will show you the different parameters it is monitoring of the engine. Then we will slowly go into and put in the Hello World application. So even though I am going to just make a Hello World application, that may be that will be afterwards. But first of all, let's just look at a simple dashboard. I'll just show you. Let's look at these are the two addresses you should note down. Probably you will also need to do it later on. One is appengine.google.com and the other is console.developers.google.com. This is the App Engine console, and I would say this is the older console and this is a newer console. So Google itself is, they're always into a beta stage. Beta, even when their Gmail had come out, it had a beta written in it. Because they keep on innovating and improving their services. So what I can understand is that this was the earlier interface, appengine.google.com, and this one is the recent one, console.developers.google.com. So there are two interfaces. I've got some error in my system. I will just show you, just give me a minute. There was some hard disk issue. The space is not there. I'm also installing the software, but some hard disk issues come up. जो मैंने एप्लीकेशन डाली है ना गूगल ऐप इंजन से कनेक्ट करने के लिए, शायद वो सी ड्राइव Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, great. I got my voice back. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, as I was saying in the morning, in the initial part when we are doing it, the engine may cause me a little problems because it requires certain setups which was not possible in this system because of hard disk space constraint. I'm just requesting them to switch to the other laptop if possible. And it has the software installed. So we'll just go quickly and I will show you this Google App Engine console. What is this console? It's like control panel of App Engine. Here you specify your application which you want to load. You specify a project, you create a project, and the project is then linked with Google App Engine. So Google App Engine will connect with Eclipse using this console. I mean, there is a link which has to be made using it. So you have noted down these two links, right? Hopefully. We will quickly see these two links. Can you use this link? Okay, this is what I will see. I will just come back to it. Google App Engine console is going to show me this kind of an interface. Okay, it is going to show me the different applications. Over here, this is application 1, 2, 3, etc. And when I am going to earlier, okay, there is a small change. Google keeps on changing things. Earlier, it used to allow me to create an application using the App Engine console. Now they have disabled this. Now I am able to create applications only through Google Developer Console, and this is the second display which will come using Google Developer Console. This also will list the same applications, and using the following figure you can see the different applications, and you can delete the application or you can create the applications. So we are almost looking at a control panel kind of a thing of an engine. It's like the engine controls. Trust me, it is exactly like that. The controls of an engine. So once we look at it, it has got some more features. You can specify the project name and a project ID. So this project ID is automatically generated now, and it can only have a this automatically generated project ID. So I'll show you how this is done in the real time when we create it. There is important do's and don'ts. The project ID must be at least 6 characters long and only can have a dash symbol in between characters. It cannot have a dot, it cannot have a space or something like that. A project ID can comprise of alphabet and numbers, and it must always start with an alphabet. You cannot have a project ID 9464 something like that. It has to be A, B, C, D. It has to start with some number letter. So the valid project IDs are something like charge curve 89306 or Jack project. Invalid project IDs are Jack project, or what is wrong over here? It has got a space in between, and here it's I think less than 6 characters. So this is the project ID which is required to be created to create or start a project. इसमें कुछ और करना है? कुछ चाहिए? इसमें एडमिन वगैरह कुछ करना है क्या? पावर भी लगा सकते हैं. बैग में पावर पड़ी होगी. I'm just switching my computer so that the setup is shown to you. I mean, I'm able to show you this thing. I can switch to this now. तो नहीं हो जाएगा इतना. चलेगा ना? स्लो तो नहीं होगा? नेटवर्क में स्लो तो नहीं डिले हो जाएगा? ठीक है. पावर लगा दीजिए. मैं I can project this, right? करूँ project? Okay, great. I have something which is working very good. ऐसी स्लो है, वो तो नेटवर्क ज़्यादा स्लो. इसी में जगह नहीं है ना इसकी वजह से. Okay, so let's look at the control panel. Welcome back, guys. I think some hardware issues, as always. Right, now you can see my system. Right, you can see my system. Now let's get the control panel. I said App Engine dot google.com. Okay, so I have a different account. Logging it using that. So this is App Engine console. Congratulations, we just touched upon the Google App Engine. We just touched Engine. This is Engine which has got some projects already created and they are running, and you can see over here it's saying title, storage scheme, high replication, location, US Central. So these are running. These are all applications deployed in US server, US Central servers. Okay. So, and it says you can create your new cloud projects in Google Developer Console. What I want to say is also that you have some information about these available. If I click on any of these projects, now 1 second. If I click on any project, let's say this one, you can see some console coming in over here. Now, I have logged in over here as Google user. Now anybody doesn't have a Google account, so you can use accounts.google.com to create a new account at Google. A link which you can use to create a new account in case you don't already have one. You want to? Okay, wait, just wait. I'm just having some system change, hardware issue. I'll be back with the demo shortly. Till that time, I just want to tell you something that I have a Gmail account. That Gmail account I can use on YouTube, I can use on Google Drive, I can use on all the Google services. Similarly, that Google account I can use also to access Google App Engine. So I just need a Google account to access Google App Engine, and copy paste कर देंगे. Okay, I've got a good system. Now, okay, well, we'll go to the system now. This is demo time. Okay. तशरीफ बेटे ना, ये 2 सॉफ्टवेयर डाल। Okay, so I was explaining to you, I just got a change of system, and I will show you the demo. Continue, and believe me, I have to start from scratch for setup, but that doesn't matter. So if you don't have an account, you can click on sign in with different account and say add an account over here. And then say create an account, and this form will come. Here you can enter your information and you can create a new user account. You have to specify the date of birth, gender, etc. And it's free account. Very interesting. Free account which you can use to access Google Plus, Google Mail, Google Map, YouTube, Google Drive. What is this? Google Photos, Google Play Store, and Chrome. So many different features are there. Using this account, we can create, use Google features, but here we are going to use Google feature, which is Google App Engine. Google, I told you what was App Engine. .google.com. Okay, so great. So it's asking me to sign in. I will sign in with a different account. Okay, so I was at this screen last time when I was showing you this different projects, and if I click on any of the projects, it will show the different features about it. That particular feature means what are the controls that particular project has. I'll just go back and I'll say Google Developer Console. Here you can click and create a new project. It's like in .NET or Java or wherever, if you have to create a new project, you have to click and you have to create this new project, right? So similar to that, I am telling it that please assign me a project ID which I can use to be able to access Google services, which is the virtual machine on which I will host my application. So over here, this is a new dashboard, slightly different from the earlier one. And here, if you see over here, there are different options which are being shown. There is an option called create a project. You can see this option right at the bottom. Create a project. When I click on this dialog box has come, new project, and you can see by default it has given copper affinity 19406 as the project ID. I can edit it also, I can change it if I want, but if I want I can just say sample project. So project ID, it has already generated sample project -1194. I'll just say click show advanced options. So it's saying where I want to host this server, or this application, where it will be hosted. It will be in east of US, center US, or Europe West. In which data center will this application be hosted? So let it be US Central. There is some problem with Sophia in Annanagar. She's only seeing slide. For me also, okay. Okay, just wait 1 minute. I am trying to show you how to create a new project. So give me a minute. Some technical issue. Now can you see the screen? Google screen? From Devshri Adhyar. Now can you see the console screen instead of slide? Very good. Okay, great. So, no sir. Maria Sophia is not able to see. Now I'm able to see the console. Again it has gone. Oh, great. So, no problem. I hope it will come shortly. Some technical difficulty coming. So as in the morning I was talking about App Engine. When we touch it, I told you we may get our hands a bit dirty. So we are seeing the dirt come up a little bit, but it's okay. You will find that it is very interesting once we see how to deploy an application on US Central Server in App Engine. So that will be the final good point of today's discussion. Okay. For people who are not able to see this thing console projection, please ask your SLT CC coordinator, task coordinator, to help you out why you're not able to see it. Okay, just ask your coordinator who is helping out with the SLT what is the lag happening. Devshri and Sangeeta. can you please ask your faculty to check why you're not able to see? So as I told you, whenever we're going to touch this server engine, we will face problems. We are looking at technical difficulties, looking at the console, starting a project. But this is the simplest part. We will just create a simple project and try to create a simple hello world application onto it. By the time once I do that and I click on voice is breaking, please reconnect projection screen. Problem, technical difficulties, voice is okay now? Okay. Okay, by the time that happens, I will just try to install my App Engine Eclipse over here. So this is a software which is required. So I will take my Google App Engine over here. Okay, so by the time it's copying, but what I'm trying to tell you is this is the console. This is the console, means this is the place where App Engine controls are present. So you can see kind of a status which is coming over here, summary. It's showing what is the usage of that application in the past. It's got some controls like resources, explore, APIs. So it's like a dashboard. You understand what is a dashboard? Dashboard is like your car dashboard. It has got acceleration, it has got fuel and things like that. So something similar is there in this system. It's showing me a little kind of a dashboard that how much I'm using it. But then we have to go a bit deeper into it. So how do we do that? So this is our project ID and project number. Now over here, I have got some more options which will come on the left hand side when I click over here. So here I can click on App Engine and I can click on this small button so that this option comes on top like this. So this App Engine option comes. This App Engine option is going to come on the side, left hand side, and when I click on it, it is going to show me more features of that particular project which I am creating. So I've got version, instance, task queue, security scan, quota, memcache, search and settings. Different options which are being shown over here. So this is a dashboard for this particular project. So now what we'll do is my system probably doesn't have Java installed. So on this new system which I have got, I am installing Java, and I will also unzip my Eclipse over here. This is setup, basic setup which is required. Tools required for this course getting installed now. And I was telling you about this project. You can create projects using this create project option. Now can you see this new project dialog box? All of you, can you say yes or no? Yes, please, green, plus. Can you please say green on this dialog box? This is where we left off. New project. I just touched Google App Engine. Now this is the project which I am creating. This is the project which will be deployed. I mean, here I will deploy my application. So I can say hello world. This is my hello world project, right? So it says project ID will be sincere pen 119407. Now this project ID has to be unique throughout the world. Try to understand. So if you edit it and suddenly you, let's say hello, it says firstly it must be between 6 and 30 characters. Let's say I say world. So it says project ID is not available. What does this mean? That means somebody else in this world has already created a project with the ID hello world. So actually it doesn't really matter. But it's just I'm trying to tell you is that the project which you are creating will have a name, and this name will be unique across different users, different people, different projects. So it has to be unique name. So generally what is generated is what we continue with, so that it is generating a unique ID for your application throughout the Google system. No other project will have this particular ID. And we can say show advanced option, so it's showing the options. We can even host it in Europe because that's closer to us. But if I click OK, create over here, you can see a small dialog box coming on the right, and it is going to create this new project called Hello World. So a new project called Hello World with ID Sincere Pen 119407 has just now got created. We will need to use this ID in our application. This particular ID will be required to be used. So once I get my setup right, I will show you how to use this ID. But remember that we have created one project with an ID Sincere Pen 119407. Right now I'm just seeing whether my softwares are installing. This setup will take some time, so it's okay. I will show you something else in the meantime. So let me just continue with my slide for a minute. Okay, so we were at this point. So we were at this point in the slides over here. I was talking, so I will just recap what I just did so that we are all over here. So I went to this site, App Engine. I showed you this site. I showed you consoledeveloper.com, and then I showed you this site also. This slide is not possible now because they've changed this, and now we can create an application using this console, Google Developers Console. This is the place where all the projects are present. This is again, if you look at it, some changes are happening over here as well. But you can see that this console is listing the projects, and you can create a project over here using this kind of a dialog box. New project, project name, project ID, create. This is the kind of dialog box we just used. Okay. So these are some of the limitations which are there. Project ID has to be unique over the world. So we'll consider a scenario where you have to develop a Hello World application using Google plugin for Eclipse. Further, you need to deploy it on Google App Engine. Okay. So we'll come to it. What happens is, once we do that, this is the output we expect to generate. The web page should display the following message while running the application on the local development server or Google App Engine. Okay, so this is the expected output of this particular program, and so we'll come to the summary after that. But here, what we need to do is create a simple Hello World application. it's going to be the first thing which will be running on the Google App Engine. So your patience will be required because this first application will ensure that entire environment is correct. Once the environment is correct, then other applications development and deployment will be easier. This one first application is slightly complex because as you just saw, I also ended up getting stuck because of hardware issues. C drive doesn't have a hard space, so it's not able to install some small patches in there, and so do I get my Eclipse? Right, so I have my Eclipse, but it is not complete. Oh, great. Okay. Okay. By the way, okay. So by the time I set up some things, I want to ask you one more question. Have you all heard of or used Maven earlier on? Maven. Great. Okay, very good. So majority of you have not heard of Maven, which is okay. Now what happens with Java is that Java comes with jar files. You all know Java pretty well. So jar files are actually dependent. One jar file probably may be dependent on another jar file, and there may be that version of one jar file may be old and a new version is available and things like that. So what happens is that when you are using Java, it becomes pretty difficult to manage with jar files, dependencies of Java. So what has happened is that over the period of time, the people in US, what they have done is they have created a repository or a central location where all the jar files are located. So what they have done is that whenever they need a particular jar file, they just put the URL request, and that jar file is copied from that system to their system, and it is compiled. With this, what happens is that the overhead of remembering which version of jar file and from where to download and whether its dependencies are being downloaded or not is taken care of by a software called as Maven. Okay, so when you're using this software Maven, it automatically downloads the dependent softwares which are there of jar files and compiles your code. So it requires you to specify, there is a file called pom.xml, pom.xml. In that file, you are going to specify which are the software, Java software you want to use, bundle your software with. And once you specify that, that software automatically downloads all those jar files and compiles. So to use this App Engine, there are two methods. One is either I can create a simple application which will be fine, or I can use create a Maven based application. Maven application means again its folder structure is different than a normal Java application, and in that there is a file called pom.xml. The pom.xml file will allow me to download the dependencies. So I will show you two methods. One is creating hello world using the jar file, and the other is using the Maven. By the time it downloads, I will also show you something. Okay. So you can also please note down this link, which is cloud.google.com App Engine Docs, and in that there is a Java link over here. So here we have got all the information related to the App Engine running on Java. So as I was just now talking about pom.xml, there is something called POM, project object model.xml. There is project object model, pom.xml. Here you can specify which information, which projects are required by Maven to build the project. That means what are the dependencies, what are the dependent softwares you need to specify in this software. For example, if I look at it, over here it's got model version 4, example App Engine Hello World. So it's also got some Hello World app and this thing. Then it has got Servlet API version 2.5. So what it will do is it will download all the jar files which are related to Servlet API and be using it. Then it has got some Maven plugin 3.3, compiler plugin 1. Okay, here this is again important, source and target. So even if in case you are using Java 1.8, you keep it as 1.7 here and here. This will remain as 1.7 because that's the configuration that App Engine wants. And this is the group ID and the artifact ID of the new application which you are developing. and the version of the App Engine is currently 1.9.31. Over here you can see 1.9.31 written. 1.9.31 written. Yes or no? You can see that, right? So what happens is every month App Engine updates keep on happening, and this version will keep on changing based on that. Whatever new developments they keep on making it. So this is current version of the application engine. Apart from it, there is going to be an App Engine web.xml. See, these files will be used. I will show you when I'm going to create it using my configuration. Let me see if I'm getting that right. Can I get my Eclipse running? Oh, first this has to complete, then only I will be able to. Okay. Here in App Engine web.xml, you need to specify the project ID and version of the application which you are creating. For example, your project ID over here will be this one, project ID. Sincere Pen 119407 will be copied from here and will be pasted instead of your project ID. Can you all understand this? This is very, very important step. For the next 3 days, this is the blunder if you have not done this. App Engine, hello world, source main, it's the path of this file, app engine -web.xml. In this, the project ID from what you have created over here will be required to be put. Okay, once you have done all that, then you have to give the command mvn app engine dev server. So there is something called as development server, which means a development server which is running locally on your system. And you can check whether your application is running fine or not locally on your system by saying localhost 8080. So if you do that, then you can check whether your hello world is appearing. Once it has happened, it's done. Then what you can do is, then you can say, one second, there has to be, you can give app engine dev server start to start an application, or we generally give app engine :dev update to update the application. So okay, one second, it's going to come. Yeah, here. This is another important command, app engine :update. So first, what we do is, when we are doing an application development, we can run the application locally on our system and see whether it's working fine. If it is working fine, then we deploy it onto the app engine. And we generally do it using, if we are doing Maven based, we do it using app engine :update command. In Eclipse, this command is in a form of an option. In case of a command line, this command will be as part of your command line. So very interesting. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you, and this is new. This is very recent. This is new. This was not there earlier on. You can also have one cloud shell available now. This was not there earlier on. You can click on this Activate Google Cloud Shell over here and click on Start Cloud Shell. So what we'll do is it'll create a simple shell for me, which is like a Linux shell, which is a Linux Debian shell, where I can give commands and see. First time running it will take some time, but next time onward it will be faster. And this is again used for a little bit of testing purposes. You can even deploy using this shell, but we will not use that method. We will use Eclipse to deploy the applications. So I'm just waiting for my setup to be ready. So you can see over here, I will just zoom in. A dollar prompt has come. Do you understand Linux a little bit? Hopefully, if you say ls-l, it shows folder structure. It's a Linux shell which is running in the background. So in the backend of Google App Engine, Linux is running. So we have a Linux environment which is running in the backend for Google. Okay, I know there is a requirement for break or something. 1 o'clock has come up. But if you want to have lunch, just take your time now and quickly be back. And I'll keep on running this because I'm setting up my system. But you can have your lunch and let me set up my system. The path of Java is not correct, I think. That is why this is not working. I will have to set the path correctly. Yeah, you can go for lunch. I'll continue broadcasting. I'm just doing the initial setup. By 1:30 we'll resume. We'll have lunch break for half an hour.